Today we have to do revision of French Revolution, Chapter 1, History, Grade 9. In this chapter, your chapter starts from the storming of Bastille. So, your chapter starts that the rumors are spread in the Paris that in the year 1789 that the king has ordered or commanded the troops to open fire on the citizens. So, this kind of rumors were there. The city was in chaos, lot of tension was there. Why? Because king has given this order. So these kind of rumors were there. So the people, they were on the streets, the people, they formed the people's militia in order to defend themselves. So they were looking for the arms in the city. Then they entered into the government buildings, they searched for the arms, and they stormed the Bastille also. There they killed the commander, and 7 8 prisoners were there. Those were released, and the mob, the protesters, they destroyed the Bastille. So the Bastille was destroyed. So here the question is, what was Bastille? So Bastille was the fortress prison. So Bastille was the fortress prison where the king used to imprison the people who used to criticize the monarch at that time. So they used to imprison those people there in the Bastille. So the Bastille stood for the despotic power of the monarch, because people used to hate, the French people used to hate Bastille because it stood for the despotic power of the monarch. So chaos was there. So after that, the people, they destroyed the Bastille, and when the people destroyed the Bastille, they stormed the Bastille. So that was 14 July 1789. So the event started on this very day, 14 July. The people, the French people, they stormed the Bastille, 14 July 1789. Now, in this very day, it was means at that time nobody have thought that this very day, after this, the events which started on this very day led to the execution of monarch Louis the 16th in 1793. At that time nobody anticipated this thing, that these things will happen and it will lead to the these kind of chain of events will happen and it will lead to the execution of the monarch in 1793. Now, why this happened? What were the conditions? What were the social, political, economic conditions of the France? We need to understand that. What were the conditions? What were the causes of the French Revolution? Basically, we need to understand that. Now, here I have told you the French Revolution. It started from 14 July 1789, and 1793 Louis the 16th was executed. Now we have to understand that Louis the 16th, he ascended the throne in 1774. Now when he ascended the throne, at that time he was very young. He was of 20 years of age, and he was married to the Austrian princess Marie Antoinette. So at that time he was very young, and when he ascended the throne in 1774, he founded the empty treasury. That the treasury was empty. Now, what can be the reasons for the empty treasury? Because France was engaged in long wars with Britain, and France was helping the American colonies to gain their independence and fighting against the common enemy, Britain. So due to this, wars are fought over the defense expenditure, loans are taken, and on that loan, the interest is also charged. So due to this, it drained the financial resources of France. So many years of war, it drained the financial resources of the France. Whatever revenue and budget was there, it was going for the payment of the interest payments only, and means the problem was there in the France. The king founded the empty treasury, plus other expenditure was also there, because the kings, they used to live the lavish lifestyles. Then to maintain the lavish palace of Versailles, then other expenditure is there. The king has to maintain the army also. The king has to pay for the salaries. The academic institutions were running, so that salaries also, and court also the king has to maintain. So many expenditure was there. So now, what is the solution? Now, your revenue is less and expenditure is more. Now, what is the solution left with the monarch? To increase the taxes. So this is the only solution, that the king monarch will increase the taxes. So now we have to understand the society, the French society structure here. So here we need to understand the structure of the French society. So first of all, we see the causes of the French Revolution. In that, we need to understand social disparity. Social disparity. What was the structure of the French society? It was, so the first estate was called clergy. Second estate was called nobility, and third estate, common people. Now, within this common people, so this was the structure of the French society. This was the structure of the French society. First estate was called clergy. All the church people, they were there in the clergy. Then the second estate, nobility, and the third estate, common people. Now, within this common people, also the bifurcation is there, like the businessmen, merchants, traders, middle class people, the professionals, lawyers. Okay, so these were there in the administrative officials. So this was the administrative officials. Then after the second section, peasants, artisans, and within them the third section, landless laborers, and servants, small peasants, servants. So this was the classification of the third estate. Some were rich in the third estate and some were poor. So now there was discrimination in the society that these two classes, all the privileges were given to first and second state. So all the privileges by the monarch was given to first two estate, that is clergy and nobility. And all the discrimination was done with the common people of the third estate. So this was the one reason, the structure of the society was the one reason why the revolt happened. What were the causes of the French Revolution? That there was inequality in the society. Privileges were given only to clergy and nobility. So this we have seen the structure of the third estate. Now the second cause is unjust taxation. Unjust taxation. Now in the old regime before the revolution, the entire burden of the taxes was on the third estate. Okay, they were exempted. I told you, first and the second state, they were exempted from paying any of the taxes. All the privileges were given to the first and second state, and all the burden of taxation was on the third estate. Now, for taxes, the third estate they have to pay. Like if you see tithes, it was paid by these two sections of the third estate: the peasants, landless laborers. Then the small peasants were also there, so they used to pay these taxes, tithes, that is the agriculture produce tax. They have to pay to the church. Then after that, they have to pay the feudal dues also. The feudal dues they have to pay to the nobility. So the poor section, the lower strata of the society, is paying two taxes, one to clergy and one to nobility. To nobility, they were paying the feudal dues. To clergy, they were paying the tithes. Then after that, the entire third estate have to pay the tele also. Okay, so tele. So this was the direct tax which was paid to the state by the full third estate. Then certain indirect taxes were also there. Indirect taxes were also there, which was imposed on the certain articles of daily consumption, salt, tobacco. So this also the entire third estate have to pay to the state. Another also I have told you, tithes was there. Then the feudal dues were there. So now see this section, the lower strata of the third estate, they were paying the four taxes, and the upper strata of the society, they were not paying any of the taxes. So if this kind of situation is there, then obviously the people will revolt. So we have seen the social disparity was there in the structure of the French society, and then we have seen the second cause, unjust taxation. All the burden of taxation was on the third estate only, and when the middle class emerged, prosperity came, this class became prosperous, then it pinches to them that why all the tax we have to pay and no tax, because this was the educated class. They were more aware. So this pinches them that why all the burden is on us, and clergy and nobility, they are just enjoying. Then after that, the next cause which we have to see is the subsistence crisis. So what was happening in France at that time? The population was increasing, the demand for food grain was increasing, but the production was not increasing because of the bad harvest. the agriculture supply was lacking, so the prices increased, but the wages were not increasing. So it affected the common laborer, so it affected the peasants and the common laborer a lot. So if this kind of situation is there, so the gap between rich and poor, it also increased. So subsistence crisis, it led to where even the basic livelihood is in danger, even with the basic amenities you are not having. So that kind of crisis were there, food shortages were there, people were not having food, gap between rich and poor was increasing, rich were becoming more richer because they have not to pay any taxes, and poor people, those who are not having any income and they were not having any food to eat, they have to pay more and more taxes. So this was the condition. Then after that, the rise of the middle class. Earlier also, the fourth cause, you can say, of the French Revolution, rise of the middle class. Earlier, this workers, peasants, artisans, they have already protested so many times, but nothing came out of this. So now the onus lies on this prosperous section of the third estate, that they will carry the revolt further. This prosperous section, they were more educated, and this section, they were already aware, they were already against that there should be end of the clerical privileges, there should be end to the autocracy, and there should be the constitution should be there, the freedom of individual should be there, equality before law. So these were the ideas of this prosperous section of the third estate, and the onus lies on them that they have to carry the revolution further, because according to them, the middle class, this section, the middle class, they were of the opinion that whatever social position of the people is there, of the person is there in the society, it should be according to their hard work. Whatever they have attained, it should be according to their qualification and hard work. It should not be on the basis of privileges which were given by the monarch. Then so the rise of middle class, all this, the doctors, the lawyers, professionals, educated people, so they got this awakening that why we are living under a monarchy, and they started talking of the liberty and end of the autocracy and the clerical privileges. Government should be by consent. So these constitution representative government, so these were the demands of this educated middle class. After that, now the next cause, and the last cause, influence of the philosophers. Now many philosophers, the political thinkers, they also started openly criticizing the monarchy system. They started writing so many political thinker, Rousseau, Voltaire, Mirabeau, Montesquieu, John Locke. So they started writing about the monarchy, different books they have written, like the John Locke, Two Treatises of the Government. Then the Rousseau, he has written the Social Contract. Spirit of the Law was written by Montesquieu. So in these books, they started writing about the monarchy. They started criticizing the monarchy system. And the people, the educated middle class, they got awakening, they started reading these kind of articles, and then after that they got awakening, they also started doing monarchy with the critical eye and with the questioning with the logical eye. So these kind of circulations were discussed in the coffee houses and saloons. So the idea circulated of liberty, equality, and fraternity, which were the legacies of the French Revolution. The idea got circulated. So these were 5 causes we have discussed. The social disparity was there, unjust taxation was there. Then after that, the gap was increasing between rich and poor. Then after that, there was a rise of the middle class, and the idea of the liberal unity, the idea of the revolution came in the mind of the middle class only. And then after that, the influence of the philosophers. So these were the causes of the French Revolution.